Welcome to 24 Hour Sports, and I just watched one of the best games of the season. I'm finally feeling like I'm watching playoff basketball. The New York Knicks versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is a series that gives me all the feels of a 7-game series. I want to talk about what I initially thought. What was my preview of this series, and how did that look through one game in the series? I said initially, I like the New York Knicks and I like the Cleveland Cavaliers. On both hands, I like those teams. I like Tom Thibodeau. I like JB Bickerstaff. I like the star players that each team has, even though Julius Randle had a solid game. He did some questionable things, went kind of cold over in the second half, but he's still a star, and I think he still had a nice performance. Now, we talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers, and this is the interesting thing because both teams are really like this. I said they both play exceptional defense. JB Bickerstaff, I think we can call him an offensive guy if you want to, but he's a pretty balanced team, and this is a team that's really defensive oriented. Argument for the best defense in basketball. The New York Knicks, they don't have the best defense in basketball, but it's very respectable. We saw the low scoring game. It's an indicator of both teams having good defense. These guys aren't just missing shots because they're having off nights. Let's give some credit to the defense that we saw in this game one. And I said on any given night, it's going to be the stars that step up that's going to show us who's going to win this game. Now, it's going to be Jalen Brunson. It could be Julius Randle. It could be RJ Barrett. It could be Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley. Any of those guys that we have. And tonight, I don't think it was that we really saw what the indicator of the win was. I think the Cleveland Cavaliers kind of got exposed a bit. Now, we talk about the trade deadline, and they were in some talks, not really heavy talks, but we all said the Cleveland Cavaliers are a piece away. And what is that piece? A 3. Somebody on that wing to take away some of that scoring responsibility, to take away some of that defensive responsibility. And I think Evan Mobley, he's not the scorer that a lot of people expect him to be. He's just not that. Now, I'm not saying he can't be that because he's very talented. He can shoot the 3 a bit. He can get shots. He can create his own shot to a certain extent. But I'm saying his mindset and some of the pick and rolls where he could get a shot off, he's passing it out to the 3. And that 3 that he's passing it out to, it's a Cedi Osman. It's a Karis LeVert. It's those type of guys, Isaac Okoro. And they didn't have the type of impact that would be good for this game. Now, I think Cedi Osman had a pretty good game, but you're playing those 3 guys, and I think it's because you're trying to find one. You're playing LeVert, Osman, and Okoro, and you're trying to use that to find the production of what one elite to solid wing would be. And I think that is where you find your problem. Now, we talk about the bench, the guards, the backups, Ricky Rubio, Dean Wade, those type of guys. They didn't really get much run. So, truly, we can say that the Cleveland Cavaliers went 6 deep, 7 deep. To me, I feel like they went 6 deep. You know, we could say Osman and LeVert, those guys played some pretty solid minutes, but I think they really went 6 deep when I have a feeling of what the game was. Now, the New York Knicks, they went 9 deep, and those guys came out. And you got to think about it because it's easy to say that those guys having a bad game, Julius Randle going cold in the second half, Emmanuel Quickly, Quentin Grimes having a pretty quiet night. Now we can say Karis LeVert can get off for a game. Cedi Osman can get off for a couple threes. Isaac Okoro, Evan Mobley, those guys can get off for a scoring game. That's easy to say. So I'm thinking it can go 7 games because I have to look at this with a fair mindset, with a fair thinking. But I think overall, the winner of this series, based on what I'm seeing just now and what I thought before the game, I think the New York Knicks have it because that depth that they have. And I want to talk about some of the stats in this game because specifically I want to go to Okoro, LeVert, and Cedi Osman. So Osman played 18 minutes, LeVert played 18 minutes, Okoro played 22. Okoro had 6 points, LeVert had 3 points, Osman had 9 points. So we add that up, that's 18 points out of 3 guys who were trying to find a production of 1. And you get what I'm saying? And now we got Evan Mobley having 9 points. Jarrett Allen, we got Evan Mobley having 8 points. We got Jarrett Allen with 14 points. Donovan Mitchell did his thing. Now, Evan Mobley, you can say he kind of was aggressive, talking about the pick and roll, getting in the low post, getting position on guys down there, but he was 4-13. And we have guys missing layups, missing the easy shots, and they did not shoot well from 3. We can look at it. Donovan Mitchell, 6 for 16. That's pretty solid. Darius Garland, 2 of 4. We got Cedi Osman, 2 of 3. And when we get to the team, they're 10 of 31. So now it's really a matter of what team can get the best shots and what star player is going to be big. I think tonight in the fourth quarter, Jalen Brunson took over. And that's really what I want to talk about, because Jalen Brunson, I question it. You know, I said, is this the move that can really make a difference in the playoffs? Now, the guy that's really on my hot seat that I'm expecting to step up in game 2, RJ Barrett. Now, let's look at his statistics, because this was a rough game for him. 2 of 12, that's 16%. 1 of 5 from 3, 2 of 2 from the line, pretty solid, but he had a minus 13. Mitchell Robinson having a minus 15. And we talk about these guys. Now, Mitchell Robinson's going to have to step up a bit more. Now, I don't think he had a terrible game, but I think he's going to have to man the paint, because we talk about Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, even Mobley, those guys coming in. I don't think Jarrett Allen's the huge scoring threat of the Cavaliers team, but when they come in, how are we going to defend that? And I'm going to have to stay out of foul trouble. But I think Hartenstein came in and had a good game. Looking at the statistics, Josh Hart had a really big game. And Josh Hart is exceptional. He rebounds, he runs, he plays defense, he can hit a 3. That's really what they needed in this game. Obi Toppin having another good game. Those were 2 guys that I really saw coming off the bench. And Obi Toppin may get some more minutes in the next game. I thought the key thing that I saw when Obi Toppin was in the game, when you're playing those big guys, and you got Mobley and you got Allen in the paint, and you take out a Mitchell Robinson. Now we got Barrett, has some size, not really a big guy as far as having a stout body type, but we got him and Randall. So when we got Toppin, we can kind of switch things in the paint, and you're not getting a mismatch. So that's why you may see Evan Mobley getting the ball in the low post, and instead of having a guard on him, instead of having a Josh Hart or Quentin Grimes, you got Obi Toppin right there. And I think that was the key thing that we had in this game. Brunson he did it. Getting to the mid-range, that left-hand floater off the glass, that was really nice for them. He had a +2, but he had 27 points. And in the fourth quarter, overall essence of what I thought of the game, I never really had the feeling that Cleveland was going to win it. They made the run, they came back. It was a tight game with minutes left in the fourth quarter, but I never really thought, okay, this game is over. You know, okay, the New York Knicks gave it up. You know, I was kind of sitting up on my seat a bit. You know, like when you're playing a video game, you start to lose, you sit up in the seat. But I never really got the feeling that it was over for the New York Knicks. So that's what I want to talk about. And it was a really interesting game. Now, the key thing is, quickly, Barrett and Grimes. We can even throw Grimes in there, but I'm going to need those guys to step up. Now, over for Cleveland, I think Karis LeVert is a guy that can get hot. And if he can get hot and give them anything, they lost by 4 points. If Karis LeVert could give them anything, we all know Karis LeVert, especially if you're a Cleveland fan, if you were an Indiana Pacers fan, a Brooklyn Nets fan, basketball fan, we know Karis LeVert. And to go 1 of 7, 0 of 3, a -14 plus minus, that's not him. So I don't think that next game is going to be like this. I think there's a talk in that room. The bench has to step up. We got to at least be able to go 8 deep. And I'm talking about LeVert, some good Dean Wade minutes, and some good Osman minutes. Now, Ricky Rubio, I think we're going to see a lot of Garland and Mitchell. Now, I'm not really questioning that. And you also got a little bit of, it's not like you're playing back-to-back. She got a little bit of time off, so they really need to get some rest, get off their feet. But overall, this is a good series. I like what I'm seeing, and what's interesting to me, and this is the final point I'm going to make before I get out of this thing. The New York Knicks distributed their minutes so good. I mean, we had RJ Barrett 31, we had Julius Randle 33, Mitchell Robinson 26, Grimes 26. Nobody played over 34 minutes. And they won by 4 points. So if you think about it, if we're playing those guys, the New York Knicks are scary. That's just what I'm saying overall. I like this series. I want to see the adjustments for game 2. It's all about adjustments. So we're going to look at this game. We're going to talk about it a bit more, and we're going to talk about it in the comments as well. But also, you can look for more playoff breakdowns. This is the channel where we talk about some of these players. We talk about all the playoff games, but we're giving breakdowns. We're giving analysis, certain things. How is the team getting in the offense? And if you want to see another video, check it out right here. But we're going to come back. The next video you can look for, Golden State versus Sacramento. I like Sacramento in this game. I hope they can win. We're going to see when that video drop. But until now, don't forget to subscribe. We out.